Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniel with TrailerMountain.com, and today I'm testing and reviewing the Stanley Mountain Coffee System. So personally, I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I know it's important for a lot of people when they're camping to have their morning cup of coffee. Stanley came up with this amazing set. It's a 6-piece set, and it's not something you want to backpack with, but it's a really, really nice set, and I want to show you what it's all about. Here it is right here, and you know, as I said, it's made by Stanley. You know, these guys have been around since 1913, and you know that old thermos that your dad had when he took with him to work to keep his hot cocoa or his soup, kept it warm all day. Same company. These guys have been making stuff for a long time, over 100 years. So that's pretty cool. As I said, it's a 6-piece set, and it does. What you do is you take this little guy out, and then you have your pot, and this has a handle that comes out like that. So you put this directly on your stove, and it has a nice little pour spout on it right there. So I'm gonna set that off to the side, and then here's the rest of your setup. Okay, so this guy comes off, it unscrews and comes off, and this is your coffee press. Okay, now something to keep in mind, the gasket around here was very dry, and it was very sticky when it went inside the pot, because that's what you put this inside the pot. And when I put it in out of the gate, just out of the box, it was very, like the rubber was very grabby, and it kind of tweaked the gasket a little bit. So what I did was I put a little coconut oil around the gasket and made the thing slide in nice and easy now. So what you do is you put that in the pot, as I said, and that's your coffee press. All right, so the bottle here is 18/8 stainless steel. It's BPA free. It's double walled, vacuum sealed, and it is rock solid. This thing is, you know, really well made, and I like it. For the rest of it, you unscrew the top here, and then here you unscrew that. Now you have two coffee cups. Perfect. Okay, put that off to the side, and then on the inside here you have the lid. Has its own little gasket, little O-ring seal, and then inside here you unscrew it. I don't know if you can see it, but I got some coffee grounds in there. There you go. So you have dry storage in here, and it even says it right there, coffee grounds. Put that off to the side, and then you can just kind of see inside here. Just the craftsmanship and the construction here are second to none. These guys definitely know what they're doing, and everything is made very well. Let's talk about the pot. Okay, this is 13¼ inches high, and it is stainless steel. So it's not the lightest in the world, but it is a 1-liter pot also. Now keep in mind, the one thing that I really wish that they would have put on here was a measurement stamp on the inside of the stainless. You know, you can still gauge it for yourself, but it's always nice when it's actually stamped on there, so you kind of know how much water you're actually putting in here. And the idea behind this is you put this pot on your stove, and you bring the water to a not quite to a boil, but just till you start seeing the little bubbles. And then what you do is you get your lid off, you pour your coffee grounds into the water, and let them steep for a while, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, and then after that, you don't want it to boil, but after that, what you do is you get your coffee press, put it in your pot, and you press this down, and it has these little indents on the side here, so that locks in place, and everything's pressed in there, and then you pour out your coffee into your cups, into your mugs, and then whatever you have left over, you can pour directly into your stainless steel bottle here, and then you seal it back up, and then that thing's going to stay hot for a long time, which is really nice. As I said, something for backpacking? No way. Too heavy. This set weighs in at 2 pounds and 7 ounces, so it's not the lightest in the world, but it's really nice. Perfect for car camping. It's also dishwasher safe, and I really like how everything is designed. So after this is all set up, you unscrew that, pop that out. This goes right around the bottle again, like that. Locks in place at like a half a turn. That rests in here. That locks in place. Get your 2 mugs. That goes around the outside. Then you have this little, squeeze those 2 together, and then the handle folds down flat, and there you go. Full-on mountain coffee system from Stanley. Okay, so I'm gonna get this thing outside. We're gonna put it on top of the Jetboil Mini Mo, and we're gonna make some coffee.
Okay, so we got the Stanley Mountain Coffee System, and what you do, basically you pop this off, and that tends to happen, so you want to make sure that you get this O-ring back around the coffee press. Nice and easy. It kind of sticks to the inside of the pot, so it tends to knock the gasket out from time to time. So keep that in mind. I'm going to set this off to the side. Alright, so once this gets close to a boil, I'm not going to boil it. Keep in mind that the Mountain Coffee System will not fit on the Jetboil Mini Mo stove. It sits too flat. This pot sits too flat on the stove, and when it does, it puts the stove out, so not good. I'm sure it'll fit fine on other stoves though, but for this application I'm just using the Mini Mo. And then what you're going to do, take that out, and that's your coffee press. So you're going to put that down in the pot. I'm just going to set that off to the side for now. And then in the lid, you have your 2 coffee mugs. This application, I'm just going to use the one. Guess it's just me out here brewing coffee. And then in the cap here, that's where you have your dry storage for your coffee grounds. And my coffee grounds are just a dark roast, and I did about 2 little scoops of coffee. I'll show you what we're going to do there. Raise this up a little bit. Now, as I said, you don't want to bring this to a boil. You want to bring it to just about right before a boil. So you can see that now. It's almost at a boil. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let that sit for just another minute. Not even. And then I'm going to turn it off, and then we're going to pour it in the pot. So basically you wait until all the little bubbles go away from the bottom of the pot, and then your water is just about ready. Starting to get a little steam now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. Pop that off of the stove. We're going to pour it in here. Now keep in mind, if you're using a different stove, you wouldn't have to transfer it. Now I'm going to take our coffee grounds. Now I'm going to pour them in here. Just like that. And then what I'm going to do is, normally you'd have to put this back on the stove, but for this way I'm doing things today, a little different. Keep it a little off center, because this stove is exactly the same size as the Mountain Coffee System. So it's one of those things where if you completely put it on the stove, it's going to put the stove out, which is not a good thing. It's not what you want right now. So I have it kind of off center a little bit. Now that's done. So I'm going to turn the stove off. Then what you're going to do is going to get your coffee press. Bam. Got your coffee. And I'm just going to move that out off to the side. You're going to set your coffee press down like that, and you're just going to push it nice and slowly. So it's all the way in there. And you're going to twist it, and you're going to snap it in place. And once it's snapped in place, then you're good. You have your little pour spout on the side here. I'm going to pour myself a cup of coffee. I'll come around the other way so you can see what I'm doing. So you just don't want it to come out the very top of the pot. now you got a cup of coffee for the morning. And of course, I'm going to do a taste test. Okay, here we go. Not bad. Actually tastes pretty good. I'm not a big coffee person myself, but you know, having a cup of coffee in the morning while you're camping sometimes is just not much better. Alright, so what you do with the rest of it is you open up your jar, or your actual thing here, and you pour the rest in here. Obviously nice and slowly. Okay, now you have all your coffee grounds in here. You go wash that out. Seal this up back up. And now your extra coffee is going to stay in here nice and warm for a long time. So keep in mind that if you are using a Jetboil Minimo as your stove, you don't want to put this pot directly completely centered. You want to kind of keep it off center a little bit, because if you do, it seals it and then the flame goes out. So not good. But if you put it a little bit off kilter, good to go.
All right, so that's my review of the Stanley Mountain Coffee System right here. There it is, Stanley. These guys have been around since 1913, so over 100 years making high quality products. So definitely check out Stanley. As I said, not something I would backpack with, but car camping, absolutely. No doubt about it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below in my comment section. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Also, too, please like, subscribe, and share on Facebook and Twitter. Really means a lot when people subscribe to my channel and like what I have to say about the gear that I'm testing, as well as sharing across the internet. So if you like my review and found it informative, you want to get one of these for yourself or as a gift, you know the holidays are coming. It would make a great gift for somebody who's an outdoorsman or a camper, or even somebody who goes, you know, to a construction site and wants to make coffee in the morning, or anything like that. Click the link down in my description box below and make your purchase. When you do, it helps support my website. Thanks very much for tuning into TrailerMountain.com. Please keep checking back for more gear reviews and other outdoor-related hodgepodge. Take care, guys. Get outdoors.